Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be looking at the markets. Overall, Bitcoin has taken a dive, everybody's gone into a panic just now and kind of asking the question, is this the end for crypto? Is this the end for crypto? Is it? It is for a lot of people. A lot of people are just giving up. They're just saying, that's it, I'm giving up, I'm getting out of the market. They're either kind of putting the money back into cash, or they're just going into Bitcoin and just keeping it there and just saying, okay, I'm just going to leave it in Bitcoin, but I'm walking away from the markets. We've been talking about this for a while. The altcoin purge is happening just now. There's probably going to be another drop in the alts as well. There's a drop in Bitcoin and the alts have dropped as well. It's not been the other way about, where Bitcoin has dropped and the alts have gone up. But there's still trading opportunities out there, always trading opportunities out there. Even with Bitcoin, you can short it, you can go long on it if you want, and you can be an investor, you can be a trader. So there's always opportunities out there as well. So lots of things to kind of look at this morning. Warren Buffett has kind of gone into cash as well. We've seen that he's got $122 billion in cash. Why is that? He's waiting on opportunities. And that's what we should be doing as well, waiting on opportunities like this for Bitcoin price might go down further. It looks as if it is going to go down further. There's broken key support, and we'll be looking at that as well. But first of all, if you could go down to the like button and crush the likes, that would be fantastic. And get this channel back up again, or get it growing again. It's been, well, we've lost a couple of subscribers. A couple of comments yesterday as well. Somebody's not very happy. A couple of comments I've seen, but I have to take the good with the bad as well. So I thank you for everybody who kind of supported me and the kind of comments yesterday as well on the video yesterday. Really appreciate that as always. And it could leave other people feeling really down about it and just going, right, that's how I'm giving up. Because I've thought about, should I keep on doing this every single day? Have we got stuff to say? Are people listening? Do people want to hear it? And I'll just keep on going. And that's the thing. You have to go through the kind of bad times as well as the good times, and just keep going. Just keep going whatever you're doing, even if you're not kind of I'm still invested in the market, obviously. But even if I'm not, there's still lots of news out there. There's still kind of developments, still brilliant projects out there to look at. Still, there's always something there's always something to talk about in the crypto space as well. It's just everybody's feeling this. They're feeling this kind of blah feeling, where they just don't want to be in the market, they don't want to look at it because the alts have gone down that much, and Bitcoin's gone down as well. And I totally get it, I totally understand that. Okay, enough of that just now. If we want to see who's in, yes, there are people in just now, so I'm just going to jump over the chat area just now, just 1 wee second, and I will jump over, see who's in the house. Kim O'Brien is the first in. Welcome to you, Kim, good to see you here, and one of our brilliant admins, and does an amazing job and has been doing over the last year or so. It's been brilliant, and thank you very much to Kim and everybody else as well, all the other admins as well who stuck through it, through thick and thin as well. Mark Paulin is in the house, Stephen King is in, Gordy Boy is in, Chris Camus is in, Andreas IT Financial is back with us, Adeb Bin, one of our other brilliant admins as well. Welcome Adeb, good to see you buddy. Let's crush those likes, he's saying. Mervyn Skidmore is in. Honest Crypto Journey is back with us. Good to see you here. Honestly, morning all, and love the dramatic opening screen. Yeah, I thought that was a nice kind of touch as well. Quite dramatic. But I think it's just to say, the opening screen basically is just to say, a lot of people are thinking, oh, this is the end of the world, this is all dead. But how many times have we been here before? Especially if you've been in the game as long as we have, a couple of years or something. We've been here so many times before. And this is what it feels like, that, oh, cryptocurrency is dead, Bitcoin is going down, we're never going to get our money back and we're never going to be able to trade back. It's all cycles. We've been here before, we're going to be here again, but just now it's not that bad. Things are not that bad at all, but I totally understand how people are feeling just now. So that's what the opening screen was for, Stuart. Nicky Sheldrake is in house, welcome back. Mitch Dieter is in, High Points Drifter is back with us. Mike D, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house as well. Good to see you, Mike. Just missed that. Marcus Jafari-Lee is in. Jay is in the house. Sokchia Ngov is in. Chris from Edinburgh is in the house. Joe Cook is back with us. Good to see you, Joe. Peter J is in. B, just keep going. Some people are going through the crypto menopause. That's quite a good phrase for it. I like that. B, G Slick is in the house. David Schwartz is back with us. Good to see you, David. Nice chatting with you this morning. Debbie C is in the house. Good to see you, Debbie. Nora Perez is in. Nora, thank you very much for the comments on yesterday's video. Hello, Steve. Thanks for giving us a show that's worthy of my precious time spent to watch your free live daily shows. Thanks very much. I really appreciate that, Nora. So, yeah, and thanks for your comments yesterday. Gary Permenta is in. The Hawthorns is in. Karen Thomas is back with us. Andreas, keep up the good work you're doing. Always nice to hear what you have to say. Thanks, mate. Gary Permenta, I've gone to Safe Haven EOS. Don't trust BTC at present. Yeah, it looks as if it's going to go down further, but we'll look at the charts as well. Chris Camus, this is the best time. Well, for me, I've been waiting, looking at the weekly chart for it to go down to buy more, even if the buying levels are not there yet. Yeah, it could go down further, but if you're buying on every $500 dip, this could be a good time to kind of start buying. Not putting all your money in, but to start buying, definitely. And sorry, being busy with horses and painting. Oh, no problem at all, Joe. It's just good to see you. I always appreciate you coming in and kind of giving your kind of thoughts as well. Ross Davison is in. Clickbait fail. Yeah. Peter J, agree with G-Slick. DGB is better version of BTC. Honest Crypto Journey, the markets don't scare me. I was here for the very first live and still be here for your very last. Yes. And I thought that might have been quite soon, the very last live, but it's not. It's not. I've decided. There's a lot of thinking. When you're doing a live every day and kind of doing this kind of show every day, Stuart, you'll know as well when you're doing, I know you're not doing live every day, but you're doing videos and that. And you start to think, is this worth it? Are people listening? Is it interesting what I've got to say? Should I be in the game myself? Should I not just go all into Bitcoin and just put everything in Bitcoin and just walk away and do other things in business? Because I've got other parts to the business as well. I'm writing books, obviously. I'm in the personal development space. I'm in the business space on social media as well. So I could be focusing all the efforts there, but I'm not. Because I still love crypto. I still love what we're doing just now. I still believe in what we're doing just now. I still believe it can change the world. Still think it's going to change the world and give us a more, I'm not saying a level playing field to everybody, but more of a level playing field. So it's not stacked against us. Us being the kind of people on the ground, not the kind of upper echelons of kind of high society and all that, the people that control the money around the world. It's changing for them. They have to realise that, and we're part of that change. So I'm here for the long term. But over the last 2 years, there's so many times I've thought jacking it in and just going into Bitcoin and just staying there. But something keeps pulling me back, and it's you guys that keeps pulling me back here. Sogchat Engo, buy more and more. Yes. G-Slick, coffee time it is indeed. Thanks for your time, Steve. My pleasure, ultimate pleasure. Mervyn Skidmore, short squeeze, just buy the dip. Yeah, I wouldn't say just buy the dip, but be looking at buying into the dip as well. So we'll take a look at the markets overall before we go into the charts. So it's gone down all the time, unfortunately. I think it's went down some more since I've been talking. Yeah, it's went down to 244 billion overall market capitalization. Bitcoin dominance has gone back up though, 69%. So across the board, you can see down 7% for Bitcoin, Ethereum down 9%, XRP down 6%. Bitcoin Cash down 9%, Litecoin, all of them are down just now. Who's the biggest winners and losers then? Biggest winner is Golem. GNT is up 11%. See, always opportunities out there. Solve is up 7.5%. Solve is doing really well. Hedge Trade is up. Hedge Trade is also doing really well. Is up 7%. Stratus doing well, 4%. And the other ones are just the Crypto.com. That's the CRO version. And the other ones are stable coins. So about 5% of the top 100 are in the green just now. Down the biggest, Ren is down 20%, Algorand down 18%, V-Systems, Ogre, Qtum, Ardor, Zilliqa, GX Chain Engine, I just called that as well, bugger. Chainlink, BitTorrent, Hollow, there's loads in double-digit reds as well. We'll go to BTC, see what it looks like there. See, slight difference, not that much of a difference, but slight difference in Satoshi value. So not much to talk about, to be honest. So still the same, but not in double digits. So it's because the Bitcoin dollar price has gone down that a lot of the alts dollar price has gone down, obviously, as well with it. Okay, we'll look at all the cryptocurrencies. We now have, how many listed? 2,498, getting back, we're getting up to that 2,500 magical level. That's not a magical level, it's just a big round number. Okay, who's over the last 24 hours, who's done well? So up in the past 24 hours on 42,000 volumes, Strong Hands is up 574%.
I found these. The first result is from Reddit.
What's going on there? Siri is playing her tricks again. So I should have turned this off. 574% over the last 7 days. It's gone up 923%. Strong Hands. Strong Hands Masternode up $1.12. So look at that big price spike. So from 1100 Satoshi up to 11,000, it's went up 1,000%. Let's go over the last month, over the last 7 days. Yeah, so it was 1,000 Satoshi, under 1,000 Satoshi, it's now 11,500 Satoshi. I wonder what's going on there. Circuit Society, Mother Nature will never forget what's happened to South America and Amazonia. So they've kept up. They're keeping up with the social media as well, which is good to see. I'm not seeing that a lot these days. Markets, it's on CapEx. It's not that much volume, but it's gone up 1,000% over the last seven days. What else has gone up? We have CryCash up 405% and 39,000 volume. Chimpian up 156%. Dex is up 138%. Now Strong Hands is 1.6 million market cap. CryCash 370,000. So we'll look for some others under a million. Bitcoin, I don't like all these Bitcoin name ones. Ether Inc. Connect, nope. Scorum, sounds like scrotum coins. Scorum coins. Strange name. Okay, so just looking for hidden gems there. 7 days. Over the last 7 days. CryCash credit is up 208%. Credit's credible one, 227,000 only. So as you can see, there's still loads of opportunities out there. It's just finding the opportunities as well. Okay, crypto bubbles. Oh, this is over the last month. Over the last year, sorry. So this is the last year. If we look at over the past year, what's happened? This is just a snapshot of some of them. But Quant, this is in USD value. Quant is up 1,493%. Put a dollar in, get $15 back. Uchain is up 946. Put a dollar in, get $10 back. Link is up 432%. Put a dollar in, get $4 back. EGT, Egrisha, LXT, Litex is up 223. Ren is up 156%. But if you look at the reds as well, Zen down 75%, Digibyte down 75%, Stellar down 74%. So the average loss of most of the alts is about 75%. This is in dollar value. If we look at BTC value, round about the same. Round about the same, 75% in BTC value and dollar value as well. This is over the last year, so it doesn't look good. Engine up 36%, Raven Coin up 33%, BNB up 86%. I think that's because BNB has come down so much over the last month or so, because Binance Coin was doing really well. It's one of the best performing ones of the year. I don't know if this is 2019 or a rolling year. So it was interesting to see that though, just to have a look at that, just to remind us that most of the alts have gone down. So we just think it's the alts that we're in that have gone down, like PundiX, Dent. Somebody was asking me about Dent and PundiX this morning as well. We just think it's our ones, the ones that we're in, but across the board, most of them have gone down by about 70-75% over the last year. Okay, we'll look at over the last month. A lot of them, look at that, over the last month. Probably the average is about down 30% over the last week. still the same. It doesn't look good at all for the alts just now. And we'll go 24 hours. It's not looking good either. This is in USD, remember, because the Bitcoin price has come down, obviously that's going to change as well. So if you go to Satoshi value, it looks a wee bit different with a lot more greens in there as well. And if we go to the last hour, how's it looking there? It's coming up green again. So the world is looking a wee bit greener over the last hour or so. So that's what we have to focus on as well. We have to focus on what's doing well, what could do better, or what could really potentially kind of skyrocket as well. That's what we have to focus on. If you're not in a shitcoin, then I don't think there's any need to worry. If you think that your coin is going to die, if they've got a product out, if they're not doing anything, they've not got a product out yet, and they've been out for a couple of years, should you be in it? We need to start asking that question. Should you be in it just now? If they've not got a product, if they've not kind of progressed with their kind of roadmap, and they're not progressing at all, they're not making partnerships, they're not doing anything like that, should you be in it? And that's the question we have to ask ourselves. So for the next hour or so anyway, or the last hour or so, it's looking okay, it's looking much better. In Satoshi value and USD value, doesn't look quite as good. Okay, the fear index. Fear index, I'll just reload that. I don't think it will change. I think it's over 24 hours. Fear index is really high just now. So it's up at 20 or down at 20. This is extreme fear just now. So we're in that extreme fear. We have been as low as 5. And usually when that's happened in the past, there was a correlation, a negative correlation between the fear index and the Bitcoin price. So the lower or the higher the fear index, or the lower the fear index, meaning extreme fear, usually a couple of weeks after, a couple of months after it, Bitcoin shoots up in price. So it might happen again, we just don't know. It might happen again. So it could be that Bitcoin has gone up to $20,000 and people are getting scared just now and start selling off, but it comes to a recapitulation point, then they just go, right, $7,500 or something, it's just going to shoot right back up again. Just go back to the chat, see if has anybody else joined us. CB Norwood has joined us, Mark Innes has joined us, good to see you here. Gene has joined us. High Points Drifter said as well, so there's a couple in there. Right, on resend, just go to chat. Cheer up, guys. Big Celtic match later. Chris from Edinburgh, I've been here for ages, Steve. Hope you keep at it. I've learned so much from your channel and videos. Great little gang over at Premium Group too. Yeah, it is a brilliant group. I love the group, and it's probably because of the group and the admins, to be honest. If it wasn't for the admins, I'd have probably given up a long time ago. So big, huge thanks to all the admins. There's a couple of times I've just thought, right, that's it. But the admins have been brilliant, and the group has been amazing. The free group and especially the premium group as well. You have been brilliant. IT Financial, I'm still around, just haven't been able to commit as much time to your morning stream. I'll be looking into masternodes. With the drop in alts, it might be a good time to get in. With the masternodes, it depends which one you get into, obviously, as well. It's just like buying an alt. It depends which one you get into for the masternodes as well. So yeah, I'll definitely look into them. I'll definitely look into the masternodes. Have a look at Gincoin. We looked at that yesterday. Have a wee look at that and just have a look around for the masternode, see which ones are the best. Gene Crusher likes, folks. What's up with crypto now? There's a lot up. CB Norwood, ADA, 4 cents, gobsmackingly low. It is extremely low. We'll be looking at the charts in a second. High Points Drifter, 7850 by Monday. That's the BTC price I take you're talking about. I've got the lowest point, and I've said this the last time it went down as well, to 7,500. That's the lowest point for me. So again, we'll take a wee look. It's always worth watching your streams. Thank you for doing what you do. My trading is few and far between. I'm only 1.5 years into my 5-year hodl, emotionally. Excellent, excellent. So you're sticking to that, Marcus. That's good. Good to hear. September is going to be the month for crypto. Mark my words, for what's coming is going to be life-changing. I'm still optimistic. I'm still genuinely optimistic about Bitcoin and about the alts as well. The altcoin purge has to happen. That has to happen. I believe that has to happen. We'll have to get rid of a lot of the shit coins just to get the deadwood out of the way. We do need that. We do need that. But after that, I'm extremely optimistic about what's happening in the crypto world. So I'm with you on that, Hyphenly. Emotionally, I expect turbulence just like any other plane journey. Knowing good weather is ahead. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Kick is pumping. Oh, you mentioned that yesterday as well. Mark Innes, yes guys, calm before the storm. Dan Larimer released a tweet suggesting that Lightning Network is rubbish and he may have a scaling solution for EOS and BTC. That was what grabbed my attention. Not sure if it was a thought bubble. Need to look into that, Gary. So glad you haven't given up. Watching you in the morning is just great. Lots of info and get to learn from you always. Thanks, Steve. My pleasure, Jessica. Thank you for the support as well. Okay, let's look at the charts. 9,390. Big drops. Big drops. But as I said, look at this. If we go here, if we look at the 1 hour, look at the 1 hour, and you just go, holy shit, man. You just go, it's gone from 10,300 to 9,340, where it is just now. Dropped down to 9,322. Still going down just now, so it looks as if it's going to drop more. But when you look at the hourly, you just go, my goodness. But then, give it some perspective. Look at the weekly. Look at the weekly for some perspective. That's it. Just a kind of wee red blob on the charts. So we have to always put things into perspective. Take a step back and just say, we've been here before. We have been here loads of times. Loads of times we've been here before. We've seen drops over a week from 6,500 to 3,000, 50% drops in a week. We're going to get it again. This is the nature of crypto just now. And this is the nature of the kind of world we live in at the moment. Just because it's unregulated, obviously, as well. You've still got whales out there as well. This is not manipulation. This is just somebody selling off. Somebody's got a big, huge bag of kind of Bitcoin. They're selling off. And that's it. That's it. The price has gone down. Could we have predicted the price going down? Let's take a wee look. So we'll go to the 15-minute chart. So here, we could have mitigated the losses. If we were in Bitcoin just now, we could have mitigated our losses by saying, okay, going to the 15-minute chart and saying there's a big drop here. You could have got out here when there was a big drop at 10,000, say 100. If we'd seen this, 10,100 or something, we could have got out at and saved ourselves $800 drop. That's on a 15-minute. We go to 5 minutes as well. So we could have got out on a 5 minutes at say 10,000. We wouldn't have got out dead on here, but around about 10,132. We could have got out. So there's always signs. There's always signs. I know this is a lagging indicator, and the kind of even with the EMA, it's a lagging indicator. Less so than the MA, which is the moving average, because the EMA is about more recent prices as well. So there are indicators that tell us when we're going to go down, but you have to be quick. So on the 15-minute, kind of went down, and that was at 7 o'clock yesterday. So more than 14 hours ago. We kind of seen the writing on the wall there, or the start of it. On the hourly, you wouldn't have got out till about here because this candle went down so quick, about 9,800 or something on the hourly. On the 4 hourly, it's probably not even crossed down over yet. Yeah, it has, big time. Yeah, on the 4 hourly actually, if we look at the longer term, on the 4 hourly, we've seen this big drop here. This was back on the 21st of August, and we would have got out on the 4 hourly. And this is the one I like to trade on, the 4 hourly and the daily. We would have got out round about maybe 10,400, and we'd have still been out of that just now. We'd have still been out, or we'd have still been in the short just now. Even at 11,000, we could have. There's loads of kind of opportunities and loads of signs to say that we should have got out. And on the daily, we should have got out around about the 10,500 mark or 10,400, and we'd have still been okay with that as well. So we can trade on the daily and still make a lot of money, although it's much more. And you can walk away if you're trading on the daily. You can kind of walk away for a couple of days because you have to wait on confirmations as well. So on the daily, there's been a couple of opportunities to get in and out. So the last one on the daily could have gone at 3,600 in February and just stayed in the daily until you got out again at 9,900, 200%. But you'd have been 6-7 months in that trade. But who cares as long as you're making money? And you'd have went short here at 10,000. You'd have got out, kind of broke even. You'd have went long here again, 10,100. And you'd have got out here at 10,400. You'd have still been up, but you could have been taking profits on the way up as well. So there's still lots of opportunities. So trading on the daily is not a bad thing as well. Could you trade on weekly? Yes, of course you could. So if you're trading on weekly, you could have gone at 5,300 and just still been in the game just now. Or gone at 294 if you're trading on a weekly and got out at 7,100 with a 2,600% rise. You could have got out, but you'd have been in that trade for about 3 years. So you'd been in a trade for 3 years. Or you could have got out at the top there with a 7,000% gain. So still trading to be done. Still, there's indicators to tell us what's going to be happening in the short term. Nobody can tell what's going to happen in long term because there's so many whales out there as well. So it could be somebody wakes up the wrong side of the bed one morning and just decides to sell all the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin just goes to shit. It just really drops by $2,300 or $2,000, $3,000 in one day. So you can never tell. But if you believe in it for the long term, it's all good. Okay, we'll look at look at what's happening on Binance. So Insular is going up 40%. It's went up, which is brilliant. And did it warn us it was going to go up? Yep, it did, round about 211 mark. Told us it was going to it crossed over then. Told us it was going to go up. Even before that, the 196 mark. PundiX not really going up 25%. It's just trading between 4 and 5 Satoshi. So we can't really say that. Same with BTT. GNT, a wee bit different. That is up 17% at the moment. And that told us on the 22nd of August to get in round about 500 level. And you kind of went up about 40 odd %. Stratus up as well. Or Stratus. ICX is up. XRP has gone up actually. It's not crossed over in the 4 hourly, but it's been skirting, it's been kind of skipping in and out of the 50 EMA or above and below the 50 EMA. Still think XRP are going to do good things. Phantom is coming back down a wee bit after a big rise as well. Phantom's been doing brilliantly. It did get up to 220 from 153 after the crossover, about 45%, which is brilliant. And I still expect Phantom to do much more than this in the future as well. Decred has gone up as well. Okay, look at some of the news. Did this tweet just send Bitcoin into freefall? So previously a top trader by notional volume on BitMEX and arguably one of the best technical analysts out there, Angelo BTC is a recognised force within the cryptocurrency space. I don't know if you've seen Angelo BTC's tweets. Let's have a look over there. So I've been following them. So he says he's a whale whisperer, semi-retired crypto trader, Bitcoin, altcoins. So he said this has kind of made the headlines. Got a message from a friend that trades with serious size. He said long capitulation once we break $8,000. So basically what it's saying that the people who are longing Bitcoin just now will capitulate around about the $8,000 mark. So obviously the friend of a friend knows a lot of people that are going to be doing that with a lot of money. So according to Angelo BTC, longs will begin to capitulate once Bitcoin breaks 8,000 and has current value of 9,670, which is much lower now. This means that further losses of around 17% could be in store for Bitcoin. So bearing in mind that since Angelo BTC is known to have amassed over 30 million BTC in profit from BitMEX, we can be reasonably sure that his definition of serious size is likely huge. If true, this would mean that the market may be due for a bullish reversal around the 8k price point as big money begins to enter the market. Curiously, just minutes after the tweet went live, the Bitcoin market witnessed a significant drop, seeing more than $500 wiped off its price, but it's obviously more than that now. So all coins are in a similar state to the minute. That's what they're saying. This is according to beingcrypto.com as well. Same one. 1 million USDC minted is another whale looks to buy the dip. So this is from Whale Alert. 1 million minted at USDC Treasury, and they're just asking the question, is it coincidental timing? I don't know. Not so sure about that. And that's just kind of more or less the same. This is about Warren Buffett lying in wait. Berkshire Hathaway has $122 billion in cash. And that was an interview. He was talking about kind of Jeff Bezos there. Warren Buffett is well known as an investing guru who recommends diversification. Berkshire Hathaway certainly doesn't have its eggs all in one basket. As of June 30th, Berkshire had a 18.7 billion stake in equity securities in American Express, in Apple, Bank of America, Coca-Cola, and billion in Wells Fargo. Now it's got 122 billion in cash. So, are we going to have this kind of recession that everybody's talking about? That kind of Donald Trump said not going to happen. Are we going to have this recession? We'll just take a look at the world stock markets just now. See what's going on here. I still think this is going to happen. Where are we? So the FTSE 100 is going back up on the daily. It's not crossed up yet. It dropped from on the 4 hourly. This is on the 5th of August. We dropped 7,455. It's starting to climb back up again, but we'd still be in a short here. So it's looking okay. If we look at the bigger picture, it's not looking that bad, actually. This is on the weekly. So the FTSE 100 not looking that bad. And we've got the Dow Jones on the weekly. Doesn't look that bad either. Starting to climb back up again as well. And look on the daily. It crossed down at 26,644. I do expect big losses in the stock markets, the world stock markets. But we'll just need to wait and see when that's going to happen. What would be a kind of an indicator for me? Probably when the weekly goes back down again. So the weekly crossed down on the 10th of December 2018 at 24,000 and it went down to 21,000. If we get another cross down, or the 70 EMA cross down over the 50 EMA, then I think that will be the time to go short on the world stock markets. And that could be the time that we're due a big drop, and that could be the start of the recession. Are we in a recession just now? Don't know. So, but you could make a lot of money shorting the kind of stock markets as well, especially. And there's a weekly. There's the FTSE 100. This might be the time to short the FTSE 100, and you could do that tax-free as well. So the last time I'm looking at shorting that, it didn't last that long. So you could have shorted it round about there, 7,300. It did get down to 8,000, not that much. Then it kind of shorted it here at 7,400. It did get down to 6,500. So if you put in £10 a point, that would have been, what, £8,000 if you got out there, but you wouldn't have got out there. So again, you use the same trading system as if you look on the weekly and say, okay, on the weekly I'm going to get out because that's an indication that could be going down for a much bigger drop. You could get on weekly, so if you went short on the weekly, you'd be going short here because there's a clear indication and there's confirmation candles there to say it's going to short. You could go short at 7,159 and then you get out on the daily. So if the daily crosses back up, 70 EMA crosses back up over the 50 EMA, that's when you would get out of your short position, and kind of vice versa if you do it that way. So is Warren Buffett, is he kind of just waiting on something happening in the kind of financial kind of markets? He's just going to hold. We're not talking days that he's going to hold here. We're talking weeks, months, years. That he might just hold $122 billion in cash, waiting for the opportunities to get more of his kind of stakes as well that he's got in just now. Okay, we'll jump back to chat. Omar is in none of these actual cryptos that even need a coin token. Was just an excuse to raise millions for the company. Most people have clicked on now and are getting out of crypto. Yes. I wouldn't say none of the coins. I wouldn't say none of the projects need a coin or a token, especially the alts which will eventually go to zero. BTC will be fine. I think BTC is going to be fine, but there's going to be a lot of vaults that are extremely useful just now, especially the newer ones. The older ones, not so sure about. The older ones, obviously Ethereum still being used hugely just now, and kind of the older ones as well, like XRP, that's still building the foundations for what's going to be huge as well. And there's a petition going around that's started by BitLord. I just do not see the point in that at all. This silly petition is going around to say to kind of Ripple, stop selling off the XRP. Pointless. That's like going to Amazon saying stop selling off your shares to fund the business, to fund your business. I just don't understand that thinking at all. Just because people are pissed off with the price and losing money, obviously. Moonboy saying she's all over it, ladies. No, I don't think so. As well, Gordy Boy, Bitcoin can't be taken seriously, too volatile, and the technology has never advanced. To a degree, yeah, it's never really advanced to a degree, but it is going to be changing. It will be changing over the next couple of years. It will be the technology itself. It is going to be quicker. It's going to be soon that you're going to be able to pay for a kind of cup of coffee with Bitcoin. It's just going to be a matter of seconds, just like paying with your kind of debit card just now, just kind of your swipe card, whatever, however you pay for it, it's going to be exactly the same. There's no question that's going to happen within a couple of years, and that needs to happen for Bitcoin. But as a store of value, I think that's where it's going to be mainly used for, as a store of value, and not necessarily how it's intended to be used. But I still think it's going to be doing that as well. You wouldn't want to buy. I was saying this the other day. You wouldn't want to buy a car using crypto just now, because if you buy a car for $10,000 with one Bitcoin, in 5 years' time, that one car that you paid for, it means you paid for a car for $500,000 possibly. So nobody's going to do that just now. But for micropayments, definitely. Just like Craig sold his BTC for his hefty fine, maybe. He might have to sell a lot of his BTC, although I would imagine it'll be the SV that it's selling. Buying more XRP today, caught a mouse counting my fiat under the floorboards yesterday. Excellent. Honest crypto journey, it's easy to forget it was only a few months ago. BTC was 3,200. If you'd invested then and you're currently up 300%, would you be panicking today? Exactly. And it's because we fear, we can only fear what we know we can lose, but we can't understand how much we could gain because we cannot see it. We've never seen it. So we've never seen that the Bitcoin could go up to $100,000. We've never seen that, so we can't really imagine it. We can picture it kind of in our minds, but we can't really imagine that really truly happening. We don't believe deep down that Bitcoin is going to get to $100,000. So instead of keeping that one Bitcoin that we've got, if we've got one Bitcoin, and saying, oh, it could go up to $100,000, we sell just now because we fear that it could go back down to 3,200. So we fear that we could lose 70%. So we only fear what we know we can lose, but you cannot kind of conceive of what you can actually gain in the future as well, if that makes sense. And this is why a lot of people still kind of sell off at these prices instead of keeping it and just saying, okay, well, you put this money in, you've invested this money for the long term. What's the point? Just invest it with the mental attitude that you're saying, that's it, gone, it's away. Forget about that money. Just don't check it every single day. Just forget about it and just store it and keep it for your pension or keep it for you retiring or whatever. So that's the way to look at it. Instead of checking every single day and saying, okay, I fear this is going to go down 70%, so I'm going to get out now and I might buy in the future when it goes down to 3,000. Loads of people were saying that when it dropped from 12,000 down to 3,000. Loads of people were saying, okay, I'll buy when it gets lower, from 12,000 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 5,000. And they're saying, okay, I'll buy when it gets below 5,000. And then when it got to 3,000, say, it might drop to 1,000. And they didn't buy. So that's how people think. That's the psychology of the markets as well. So buy today for the next 5 years, if that's what you're going to be doing for Bitcoin. And for alts, it's different. for alts, we have to kind of navigate around this altcoin purge and say what really is going to survive the altcoin purge. What really is going to survive? And that's the question we have to ask if you're still in alts just now. So I guess that is a big question. Moonboy, what's 14k minus 40%? That would be 5,600, so that would be work out at about $8,400. Is that right? Something like that. That's just quick off the top of my head. IoT Financial, been looking at PAC. Global Masternode is like the ethos. 5% of all mine coins are allocated to humanitarian charitable causes. But doesn't need to be there. Doesn't need a coin. It's nice it's gone to charitable causes, but you could do that in a fundraiser, a crowd raiser as well. I don't see the point if that's what it's about. Honest Crypto Journey, what other asset classes can you invest in to make such gains? None. There is none. Stock market just now, are you going to make these kind of gains? Are you going to make 200, 300, 400, 500% possibly in the next kind of year or two? No, there's no way. There's no way the stock market overall is going up from 7,500 to 35,000. It might do over the period of kind of 2 decades or something, but certainly not within a couple of years. And God, the more stories we hear about Bank of England governor meeting Libra people in countries thinking of bringing out their own stablecoin, Bitcoin is not a safe haven. True, to a degree. To a degree. What are they going to back it with? What is it going to be backed with? The stablecoins. That's what we have to ask ourselves as well. Matt Pawn, some don't want BTC to go up too high. They don't want to give them the money. They take my money. They are more smart as I am. I'm with you. I say again, Digibyte is king. LOL. Excellent, G-Slick. And I know you hate Digibyte. Not. Chris Camus, to me it looks like XP is getting ready to have a run. It has done in the past when BTC goes down. Yeah, XRP has done. It's been up and down. XRP BTC. Oh. $2,666 at the minute. But if we look at it in the 4-hourly, we can see exactly when Bitcoin's gone down and kind of XRP's gone up. So when XRP goes up, this was a period that Bitcoin was going down and XRP was going up. Then when Bitcoin went up, XRP came down. So there's a negative correlation there between the kind of Bitcoin price and the XRP price. So it's the same again. We might get back up to 2,800, 2,000 or 3,000 possibly. Depends how much Bitcoin goes down. But it shouldn't be like that. People should be buying XRP all the time, even when Bitcoin is going up as well. And it gives an indication of people's kind of cycle, where they're at and they're thinking about XRP. If the Bitcoin price is going up, if you believe in a coin that much, it shouldn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is. You should just be, I'm buying more because I think this is going to go up in the future. And if Bitcoin price is going up and the XRP price is going down, it shows where people's mentality is. And just, well, I'm going to sell off because I think Bitcoin is going to go higher or going to rise faster than the XRP price. It shouldn't be like that. It should be that the XRP price is going up with the BTC price as well. That's not happening. When that starts to happen, then you'll know that people really truly do believe the XRP price is going to go up, and that's when it's going to shoot up. Not at the moment, it's not going to shoot up. You're going to get the kind of drops, or you're going to get the rises with the XRP when Bitcoin price goes up and down, the negative correlation. However, when you've got positive correlation between the Bitcoin price and the XRP price, that's when XRP is going to shoot up. Not until that happens, in my opinion. Gary Pimenta, Daniel Latimer, August 22nd. If I told you there was a way to support infinite scaling of Bitcoin and EOS transactions with complete privacy and no fees, what if Lightning is a complete waste of time? What if being the key operative words there? What if? Moonboy, LOL, just read my last message. Basically that. Just read my last message. So you think it's going to go down to 8,400? So it could. So we'll need to look at the support. I forgot to look at the support for Bitcoin. So I've got support levels there. So I've got 9,000, obviously a psychological barrier there. 8,800 key support there as well if we look on the daily. Again, key support around about the kind of 9,000 level, 8,800 level is key support as well, and 7,500 is going to be the next level of support. So I don't see it going below 7,500. If it drops below to 7,500, I don't really care. To be honest, it doesn't really matter because I know it's going to go up in the future, so it's fine. What's the point in worrying? So even if it does go to 7,500, no biggie. It's no biggie. And then the next level is 5,500, and then obviously back down to 3,000. We could have this 100% retracement down to 3,200 again. Don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't even think we're going to get down to 7,500 actually, but we've got key supports. We've got strong supports at 9,000, 8,800, 7,500, strong supports there. So I'm not too worried at all. There's going to be opportunities coming up. I'm still, I've told you before, I'm still in kind of win just now. See how that's doing actually. It's actually coming up. More people buying it, 3 Satoshi are putting in to buy. I thought this would have went down actually, but nothing surprised me in crypto anymore. It's actually kind of going up. And when I say it's going up, it just means there's more people putting in buy orders at 3 Satoshi than there was before. There was only down to 3 billion buying at 3 Satoshi. And selling at 4 Satoshi, that's coming down as well. So looking better for Win. I'm just staking the Win tokens just now. I kind of showed you how to do that yesterday if you're interested. Anybody else up and coming? Zen is up and coming. On the 4 hourly just crossed over, so Zen looks to be a buy at the moment. Natasha Sakamoto, honest crypto journey, agreed, still 45x up, bought 200. You bought Bitcoin at 200. Is that what you're saying? You bought Bitcoin at $200. Mental if you did. Goldie Boy, Warren Buffett can be classed as a whale, but these people can't trash financial system. However, he could trash Bitcoin if he had billions. Small number of whales control Bitcoin. It's fixed. It seems that way. It seems that way just now. Obviously, all the people that were doing the mining before, all these kind of geeks and the nerds that were doing the kind of Bitcoin mining before, have a lot of control over the Bitcoin market just now. High Points Drifter, nice work. Yeah, if you're talking about 200, you bought Bitcoin at $200. That's fantastic if that's what you're talking about there. Just patience and sometimes nerves of steel, could imagine. Karen Thomas, you haven't lost money until you sell at a loss. I'm playing the long-term game with quality projects. That's the thing. That's the thing. We should be asking ourselves, okay, now what are the quality projects? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Apart from Bitcoin, we know Bitcoin is going to be here in the future. If it's not, the whole market is going to go down, basically. The whole market, if Bitcoin loses its kind of status as king and Bitcoin goes down, crypto is going to disappear. I think that is what's going to happen. If that does kind of happen, I think crypto is going to disappear and the game's a bogey anyway. It means it's just all going to go down. The Revolutionists have invested around £11,000 into Cardano so far, even though it's dropped 11%. I'm not phased as Cardano is the best long-term investment in my opinion. I think Cardano is a brilliant long-term investment as well, so I wouldn't be concerned. I would just be buying on the way down for Cardano as well. KTV live show, Steve, I think it's a good time now to load up a bag of cryptos at a discount price. What do you think? Yes, definitely. Depends on what it is. And load up the bag on cryptos at a discount price. It depends on what it is, yeah, but I still think we're going to go down a wee bit further. We could go down if the Bitcoin price goes down even further. The alts are probably going to come down as well. So there still might be opportunities to wait it out and just kind of wait and buy more. Karen Thomas, Bitcoin, Cardano and VeChain. Brilliant picks. B, the only two investments long term I have are VeChain and XRP. Store and forget is a long term key. Yes, definitely. I think XRP definitely, VeChain definitely, and Bitcoin definitely, Cardano definitely. There's loads. There's about, you could probably name about 20 that you say definitely I'm keeping them for long term. January 2015 BTC at $200. Wow, that is brilliant. DAG got a contract with military. Yeah, I seen that DAG had kind of went up, but it only went up about 10% or something. which is weird. I was down 12%, and I've got a big contract with the military as well. I don't understand the thinking here. So even that good news has not been enough to drive this kind of price sky high. But see, this is the type of thing we have to be looking out for. So DAG they've just got a big contract with the military just now, and you have to look at that and say, okay, that is an amazing piece of news that they've got out. And you see the price is going down. Obviously, they were expecting it to go up kind of higher, so the price has come down that people are selling off just now. That's the kind of thing you say, okay, they've got that partnership in the bag. They've got a military contract in the bag just now. Now, think about it for the future for DAG and ask yourself the question, okay, how does that look to other companies? The DAG now have a military contract. So other companies are going to be swooping in and saying, okay, the military trust them, why wouldn't we trust them? So there's going to be loads of more partnerships in the future for DAG, and there are going to be more contracts in the future for DAG as well. And the price is going to skyrocket in the future at some point. These are the kind of ones we should be looking out for. These are the hidden gems, 5.9 million market capitalization. And just look at it and go, holy shit, this in the future is going to be 100 million, it's going to be 200 million or $1 billion in the future. These are the ones we'll look at. Now, the market is such that the news of this military contract has not pushed the price skyrocketed. So this is the state of the market just now. We can take advantage of that and say, okay, well, this is the state of the market just now. We should be looking at this. Nobody else is buying it, but we know they've got a military contract. We know other companies are going to be looking at that and saying, the military trust them. We're going to start talking to them. And there's going to be much more, a lot more contracts in the future. So DAG is going to be a brilliant one for the future. I think it was Alex420 in a group. He's been talking about DAG as well for a while, actually. So well done to you, Alex. I'm just going to see. Hotbit is on KuCoin. There's a lot of good coins on KuCoin. The United States Air Force. So these are the kind of ones we should be looking out for. So it's the future ones and some of the other ones, the older ones as well. We've got XRP, Ethereum we've mentioned as well. So there's a load of other ones as well. Steve, please give me your thoughts on XRP and the Ripples company in the future. I think XRP are going to explode. I really do think they're going to explode. I've been saying that all along. XRP are building an amazing foundation. One of the most solid foundations in the crypto world just now. That's what XRP are doing just now. Everybody's, what they're just looking at just now is the price going down and down and down, saying XRP is a load of shit, it's not going to go anywhere, they're selling billions all the time. You have to look past that. You have to look at the foundation that's been built. This is a rock solid foundation they're building just now. XRP is going to explode, it's just a matter of when, and it's just a matter of accumulating XRP just now for that future explosion. And it is going to happen sometime. So and for Ripple as well, I think they're doing brilliant things. I think Brad Garlinghouse and the team are doing amazing things as well. He's a brilliant leader as well, I do believe. So yeah, for the long term, definitely for the long term. Thoughts on BAT, near term, long term. So BAT, how are they doing just now? For short term, it might be down, but have a look. For long term, they're doing brilliant things. I love what they're doing. 1784 at the moment for basic attention token. Looking at the 4 hourly. I need to look in the 4 hours. So it's gone down just now. It's crossed down over. Near, close to its all-time low, as are all the other alts. So not quite its all-time low, around about 1,000, but not that far off it. Near term, doesn't look good. It doesn't look good near term. Long term, I think much better. Much better for the long term. And I think it way surpassed 9,500 Satoshi in the long term. So it just depends on how you want to play it. Do you want to kind of wait and see how if it goes down further to buy in for BAT? But I think long term it's got a brilliant future. Theta, I do like Theta as well. I think Theta are going to do well short term. Again, I think they're not doing great. Theta BTC. Short term 1145, so close to its all-time low as well, at around about 913. Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing though. This is on the daily. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I think short term, actually I thought short term they could do well. They did do well for a bit, from 1,000 up to 1,300, 30% rise. Gone down on the 4 hourly, so it looks as if this is coming down as well. But for long term, yeah, I do think they're going to do well. B, one day I'll wake up and everyone here will be millionaires. We'll all be moaning because we're not billionaires yet. Yeah. Chris Camus, to be honest, I sold some at 17k. Brilliant, Natasha Sakamoto. Okay, I think that's it for just now. We'll leave it there. That's a good note to... That's really well done, Natasha Sakamoto, by the way. Buying at 200, selling at 17k. Honest Crypto Journal, personally can see $50 plus XRP in the future. I do see big prices just now, 30 cents or 26 cents just now. You're just going to be going, you're just going to be laughing at it and say, shit, I wish I'd bought it. I genuinely believe that once the altcoin purge is gone and out of the way, XRP is going to climb along with the other quality projects as well. Okay, that's me done for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I know you could be doing other things. I'm glad you're still staying in crypto as well, and you're sticking with it. And you're still thinking about the kind of positive futures that we could have as well. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving us hope for the future as well, with the quality projects. So that's me just now. Until tomorrow, same time, same place. Namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.